Let's start with some reasons why a joint check agreement may need to be enforced. So some common scenarios would be if a joint payee refuses to sign the check, or if the owner or contractor doesn't include you on the check. Joint checks are just that, a check instrument written to your company and somebody else's company. So when everything is going smoothly on a project, there usually aren't any problems. These checks come in, they're signed by both parties, and deposited by one of them according to the joint check agreement. For a variety of reasons, however, a project may reach a point when the parties stop cooperating with one another, or when one party feels entitled to remedies or payments that are in dispute. These situations are challenging when joint checks are in play, since one party will often refuse to sign. Another situation may arise when the paying party issues the check without your company on it, in violation of a joint check agreement. Now, this can happen accidentally or intentionally. Nevertheless, it's a violation of the joint check agreement. And if the parties don't cooperate to correct the issue, then the paying party may be reluctant to issue another check to you and pay for the work or materials twice. Writing a how-to on enforcing a joint check agreement is a tricky subject, since these agreements are a creature of contract and can vary greatly from one agreement to the next. So what may be appropriate for one agreement may not be appropriate for another. So it's advisable then that you consult with a construction attorney as your first step here. So the first thing you'll want to do is review your joint check agreement's terms. Make sure that a violation actually occurred, but then also review the terms to see if there are defined procedures on enforcing your agreements. Sometimes a contract will have very strict enforcement terms requiring formal notices, mediation, arbitration, cure periods, or enforcement delay. Making a misstep with these procedures will not only cost you precious time and money, but it may cost you your entire claim. It's not unheard of for entire valid claims to get dismissed just because the parties did not follow their notice or enforcement procedures. Enforcing a joint check agreement may be the whole dispute. A lot of the time, however, it's only a tiny part of the agreements between the parties. Usually there are a bunch of other arguments and issues before the joint check issue even arises. So it's possible to go after the parties with a narrow focus on the joint check agreement's obligations. Unfortunately, however, every other argument under the sun is likely to get roped in. So workmanship disputes, delay, damages, contract violations, etc. So when looking to enforce your joint check agreement, don't be naive about these other disputes. Keep them all in mind and come up with your big picture legal plan. And remember, payment help is here.